Good morning. Taking a deep breath in, I welcome you to our practice this morning. And breathing out, I welcome you into your body as you come into this day with presence and awareness. Breathing in, welcome in life energy, prana with your breath. And breathing out, feel that life energy flow through your body, awakening your body to today. Breathing in with a gentle smile at the corners of your mouth, of your lips. And as you breathe out, awakening awareness of that which is good within you and within your life today. And before we come into creating a focus and intention for your practice, I invite you to come into cat position. We're just going to move as I tell you a story from the Upanishads. It's a little bit of a longer story, so I want to get us warmed up as I tell it. So in cat position, just a few cat-cows to warm up your spine. So they're from the Chandogya Upanishad. There is the story of Svetaketu, a boy, and his father Udalaka. And Svetaketu has been studying. And his father said to him, Svetaketu, what have you learned from all your studies? And Svetaketu says, I've learned about the stars and how the planets move in obedience to their mother and father, the sun and the moon. And his father says, really? What else? And he said, I've learned that everything is connected. Make this a twisty cat now. Bring your hands underneath. Just keep things soft as you warm up. That the waters of the ocean rise into the sky and become clouds that dance across the sky, that become heavy and then fall as rain. They water the earth and nurture the herbs and plants. And he says, yes, but what else, Svetaketu? And Svetaketu says, well, I've learned that the minerals become stones and the stones become living things, that there is a time to laugh and a time to cry, a time to rest and contemplate and a time to play. Coming back to center, tuck your toes, come into downward dog. He says, yes, but what else, Svetaketu? And he says, I've learned that my heart beats to the rhythm of the universe, and that what is outside me is inside, and what is inside is outside. And the father just shakes his head, and Svetaketu says, what else, father? And then walking your hands towards your feet, towards your hands, just a little sway side to side. And he said, come out and let me show you something. And he points to a tree. He says, what do you see? I see a tree and leaves and fruit. He says, pick a fruit and bring it to me. And so Svetaketu does. Breathe in, roll up. And he says, cut one of the fruits in half. Breathe out. Just a little twist side to side. And so he does. He says, what do you see? He says, I see seeds. He says, take one of the seeds and cut that in half. And so he does. And he says, what do you see? He says, I see nothing. He said, yes, Svetaketu. And out of that nothingness, this immense tree has grown. This is the mystery that you must study. This nothingness that can grow into anything. And so bring yourself to stillness here, standing in Tadasana. One hand at your heart, one at your belly. And so this story reminds us that within us, beneath all that is perceptible in the world, there is something deep, an emptiness, a nothingness, a vastness, a spaciousness. And from that anything can grow, great chaos or great beauty. And that truly we always have a choice. And so as you come into your practice today, what do you choose to focus on? What seeds do you choose to water within yourself? Repeat that. This is your choice as you start your day. Imprint it into your body, into your breath, into your thoughts with your practice this morning. This is what I choose to grow from that nothingness within the seeds within me, within my heart. And then taking your hands high, stretch to the sky, open them wide, palms facing forward, shoulders rolled back into Tadasana. We end in the mountain pose, standing, claiming your spot on this earth. Feel the soles of your feet. Feel into this body. Muladhara chakra is our focus. I am present in my body and aware of what I choose to create today. Breathing in, take the arms high. Keep this first round nice and soft. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathing in, take the right leg back. I'm not game yet to take off my Ugg boots. Breathing in, lift the arms to the sky. Breathing out, fold forward. Be conscious of the feel of your body moving through space, through the awakening of this day. And then the hands come to the ground into plank position. You may want to start with modifying as you warm up. Press into the knuckles of the hands and float yourself down to the earth. Waking up the spine, just a little sway side to side. Chin is slightly tucked, looking forward. Activate the space behind your heart. Lengthen the spine by pressing into the elbows, extending from the tips of the toes to the crown of the head. Breathe in. And then breathing out, hands come under the shoulders and rise into downward dog, or if you're modifying today, into cat. Pressing heels down. Walking on this earth with compassion. And then taking the right leg forward, left leg back. Breathe in and out. Feel the foundations of your legs, creating steadiness on this earth. The spine rising to the sky. It's like the tree in the story. Roots growing deep, branches reaching high. Forward fold. And the fruits of your life come from your intention. Remembering your intention today, breathe it up to the sky. And breathe out, bring the hands back down. I am a mountain of whatever you've chosen today, and then reach again for the sky. Breathe out, folding. Taking the left leg back, rising up. Now you always have the choice here if your hips or knees are not happy in full low lunge, to keep it high and keep it softer, or to make it harder by lifting that back knee off the ground. Coming into plank, press the earth away. Don't let the shoulders sink. Activate behind the heart. Breathe into the belly. And then with control and awareness, float yourself down to the earth. Heart meeting the earth. Breathe in. Lifting high. Coming back into Sphinx. Always we're gentle. and kind. We're still awakening the body, awakening all our abdominal organs, the organs in our chest, to the activity and busyness of the day after the restorative sleep of last night. Hopefully it was restorative. And then the hands come beneath the shoulders, rise into dog or cat. Compassionate steps, your imprint on this earth. And then the left leg comes forward into our last lunge. Breathe to the sky. Make yourself long. Breathe out. Breathing in. Hips coming down towards the earth. Arms lifting to the sky. Breathe out. Breathing in, creating a beautiful arc. And forward fold. We meet with our out breath. Breathing in, rising. And breathing out, arms come down. And then take the legs a little bit wider. Hands at the lower belly and the low back. Feel into your pelvic space, into the arch at your low back, and tuck your pelvis under. I can't see it with my sweater. And then stick your bottom out. Feel the choices you have here and how to hold the bowl of your pelvis. This is important with our posture. And then find that neutral position. Take your hand at your low back and kind of smooth the sacrum down towards the earth, grounding down through the legs. And the core muscles just slightly engaged here, so you feel your lower abdomen is active, supporting the low back, which now rises balanced from this space. And then the right palm comes to the top of the left palm, thumbs touching. Feeling into that nothingness, that flow within your body, which is your emotions and your desires. Is this who I am? Is there something deeper where I create my intention? And then breathing in, aware of flow. Breathing out, folding forward. Stepping the right leg back. And bringing the hands to the inside of the left leg. And just an easy sort of play of movement here to feel into going a little bit deeper into that left hip. Still warming up, so you don't want it too strong. You could have the knee on the ground again if that feels better. And then turn towards the right leg and just a little sway over to the left side. So we're focused through the second round on Svetaketu, our second chakra, which is the water element, where we flow. And turning back towards the left leg, coming into plank. You may like to come into full plank now if you're feeling warmed up. And again, I like to flow forward and back. Feel the play of weight through my hands, through my fingers. Remember your strawberries, you don't want to squish underneath your palms. Distribute the weight. Wake up your fingers. And then when you float yourself down, start from right over the tops of your hands, your fingers, so that the shoulders stay back and the elbows stay tucked in. Coming into Sphinx or Cobra now, if you want to rise a bit higher. Breathing in. So we feel the flow of our cravings and desires here. Deciding which ones we're going to, rising into dog, which ones we're going to pursue, those that are healthy. Again, it's about the choices that arise from that nothingness, that are the seeds we choose to water. And then the right leg's forward, the left leg's back, hands to the inside of the right foot, and focused on that right hip. A bit more opening there. Again, you could put your left knee down if that's more comfortable for you. And I like to create a little bit of movement and sway. It's up to you whether that feels good. And then turning towards the left foot and just a little stretch towards the right knee into this inner thigh. Finding balance through the pelvis by making sure the hips are nice and loose. And then stepping the left leg forward. Breathing in, rising up. Breathing out. Centered, aware. Breathing in, flowing with the breath. Left leg back. Hands to the inside of the right knee. If it would feel good now, you could take that right arm to the sky for 3 breaths. Again, that left knee could be down, or you could be standing with the legs fairly close together here if this is too deep for you. And then we meet at plank. And we hover over the fronts of the fingers and lower ourselves down with strength as we rise into cobra. In cobra, we feel the lengthening of the spine, the drawing back of the shoulders on a V to where your bra strap would sit. Elbows are tucked. Tuck the toes to come into dog. And loosen through the legs. Press into the hands to lengthen your sacrum towards the sky. And then take the left leg forward. Hands come to the inside. Just a little sway there. Either dropping the knee or not. And if you feel like it, take the left arm to the sky. And out. 2 more breaths. I'll show you what that would look like standing if you prefer to do that standing. Which feels good as well. And then we meet it forward fold and rise into upward salute, saluting the day. Breathing out, hands come through. And then take the hands high once again. Take the right arm down and extend over to the right with the left arm. Change hands, breathing in, breathing out. You extend, press the right big toe down as you extend to the left. Breathe in, breathe out, extend to the right, press the left big toe down. We're noticing what it feels like to keep the spine long, the ribs open. So even as you side bend, you're keeping the lower ribs long and open, so there's no crunching there. And then both arms to the sky. Palms touch, they come and meet at Manipur, fingers pointing forward, shoulders rolled back. Pressing the big and little toes into the earth, standing with strength, feeling your inner glow here as we breathe and feel the element of warmth, of fire, of your inner light. And from that light shining, we create our lives out of the nothingness, out of all our choices we have. Breathing in. Breathing out, fold. Take my Uggies off now. Take your right leg back into our warrior flow. Breathe in, palms touch in warrior 1. Pause here and just check out your alignment. Is your right pinky toe pressing down? If it's not, you may need to be closer together to keep some weight into that back foot. Foot's at about 60 degrees. Hips are pivoted. Knee is bent. Warrior 1. Shoulders are relaxed. Active behind the heart. Stay here, or we're going to breathe in and come into warrior 3, balancing on that left leg. Taking a breath here. And then with your next in-breath, we come back to warrior 1 with control. Out breath to warrior two. Open the arms wide. Reverse the left hand. Stretch behind. And then breathe out. Come down into plank. If you're ever feeling tired and plank is not right for you, you can always come down through cat. And all the way to the earth. Cobra, Sphinx, or if you want up dog, the hands come a little bit lower. The feet are flat. Same thing, the shoulders are dropping down. There is strength drawing the outer edges of the shoulders towards your bra strap. The hips are releasing down to the floor. The feet are active, toes are pointed. Breathe. And then tuck the toes, downward dog or cat. Press and walk. Lift the sacrum high. To do that, you have to press through your hands just as you would in plank. And then step that right leg forward, left leg is back as we rise into warrior one. Palms touching, left pinky toe touching, left glute is active. Stay here or come into warrior three. Taking a breath. If it's too strong with the arms forward, have them back. Notice how that changes your balance. And with the in-breath, we're back at warrior one. Out-breath, warrior two. Flip the right hand. Lengthen through the ribs, through those left ribs as well. And then let's squeeze the abdominal muscles into forward fold. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, palms touch. Back at Manipur. Shine some light on your intention today from your own inner glow. Breathing in. Breathing out, fold. A little bit more flow this time. Left leg's back. Breathe in for warrior one. Breathe out, pause. Breathe in for warrior three. Breathe out, warrior one. Breathe in, open. Oop, I got the breathing off. Pause there with your out breath. Breathe in, reverse. Length, length, length. And breathe out, we meet at plank. Breathe in and press the earth away. If you're coming into up dog, then you might just want to drop the hips and meet there. Otherwise, come down into Sphinx or Cobra. I'm just going to talk you through again alignment for up dog, but if you're in Sphinx or Cobra, we've already been through that. So the legs are active here in up dog, and if there's any pinching in the low back, then you're not going to be here. You're going to come down and let the back be nurtured by your backbone, not compromised. So any pinching tells you it's too strong. And then tuck the toes, downward dog. Press the hands, engage the shoulder blades, lift the sacrum. And then left leg forward, right leg back, rise into your warrior one. Make sure that left knee is tracking over the second toe. Lift into warrior three. Breathe in for warrior one. Breathe out, warrior two. Reverse and lengthen through the ribs, just as we did with our side bend. And then fold into forward fold. Rise up. Lengthen through the spine, really reach through the fingertips. And then bring the hands down. Feel yourself balanced in Tadasana. And then take the arms out to shoulder height. And turn the right palm up, the left palm the opposite way. So both palms are up, but they're twisted around. Look towards the right. Change the palms, look to the left. Knees are soft. Imagine that the palm you're looking towards has a candle in it. You want to hold that flame steady. Feel some warmth growing through your shoulders. And there's a flame that comes from your heart across to each palm, lighting your intention today from your heart space. What choice have you made for what you're going to create from that seed of emptiness? And then both palms turn to face up. Bring the hands in, place them momentarily on the heart as you reaffirm your intention today. Easy to create our intention, hard to remember to keep our attention there. So we affirm again and again, this is what I choose. And then breathing in, lift to the sky. Breathing out, forward fold. Right leg back into triangle position. Press that right pinky toe down. There's some play through the knees, although you're as straight as you can get them without them being locked and without losing the connection of your back foot on the earth. You want your feet gripping the earth. And then breathe in, take the arms high and stretch to the sky. Breathe out, open into cactus arms as if you're trying to touch the elbows together. Breathe in, lift, pressing through that right foot. Breathe out, squeeze. Breathe in, lift, long, long, long through the spine and grounded through the feet. Last lift and forward fold. Just pause here for a breath. Give a little massage to that left leg, especially into the hamstrings. And then float down to plank position. Breathe in and float down. Take the hands behind and clasp them behind. Press the palms together. If you can, lift the chest. Look slightly forward, but don't kink the back of the neck. And just little pulses with your in-breath up to the sky. It's just subtle as you balance on your belly button. And the hands come under the shoulders. Tuck the toes, downward dog or cat. Breathe here. And then you're going to take your right leg into the sky, stretch through that right leg. And then bring it all the way forward into your triangle position. Firm the legs, press into the left pinky toe, lift to the sky. And your cactus arms here, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring that chest forward. Breathe and lift simultaneously, pressing the feet into the earth and squeeze. Breathing in and squeeze. Last breath in and forward fold. Bring the legs forward, the back leg forward. Pause a moment and then breathe in, lift. Hands come to the heart. I choose today. Breathing in. Breathing out. Left leg back. Press the feet away as you rise. And then interlace the fingers behind. Press the palms, if possible, the heels of the hands. Squeeze the shoulders and look up. Breathe out, forward fold. Arms come with you, lifting to the sky. Head relaxes, chin slightly tucked. Have a feel into that forward knee. You want the legs straight, as I said, but not locked at the knees. Or keep that knee as bent as you need to for the hamstring to be comfortable. Press into the feet, rise up. Breathe out, fold. Press and rise. And release the arms now. And just pause a moment here. And then down to plank. And float down and let your belly touch the earth. Bring the hands behind. Roll the shoulders back. Reach towards your feet and then press the ankles together. And lift your legs off the mat. If that's too strong for your low back, then keep the legs on the mat. Try to press the ankles strongly together as you draw those shoulders back and down towards your feet. Breathing here in a modified locust pose. And then the hands come under the shoulders, toes tuck. Downward dog. Take the left leg into the air and stretch. Stretch. Use that left glute. Keep it high. Keep the right heel pressing down, or that knee nice and soft if you need to. And then you're going to bend that left knee, take it all the way through. Try not to scrape the ground as you take that left leg forward. Triangle position here. Press the feet away. Breathe in. Rise up. Breathe out. Choosing one of those other hand positions, or you could come into reverse prayer now and get some wrist stretch happening. Take the elbows back, lift the heart. Breathe out, fold. Try to keep the elbows back even if you're in reverse prayer. The shoulders actively drawing back as you rise up. To rise, you don't lose that pressing of the feet into the earth. The feet are really active through all of this, as well as the shoulders, the elbows. And then release the arms, come into forward fold. Touch the earth briefly and then breathe in, arms rise. Breathe out, arms open wide. Take the right ear towards the shoulder, the left ear towards the shoulder, feeling into the neck, loosening into the tops of the shoulders. Vishuddhi chakra here, our throat chakra. The element is air and space, that emptiness within the seed from which we create. And then bringing the palms together, interlace the fingers, except the index fingers are extended, the thumbs crossed, the fingers pointing down in Kashepana Mudra, letting go of that which is not true to who you are, that which is not authentic to you. Breathing and choosing what you create from your authentic space of integrity, being true to you. Breathing in. Lift to the sky. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in as we come into triangle position. And taking the right arm high. Breathing out, bring it back down. So you can either be here at the knee or lower. We don't want to rest on the earth because we want to make our core work. So at the lowest position, your fingertips are just hovering above the ground for this triangle. One more in-breath. And hold here a moment. Press the feet away from each other. Roll this right hip open. The right arm is lifting straight up to the sky. It's not falling open behind. And if you can, you're looking towards that right hand. Extend through each set of fingertips to open the heart. And then breathe out, hand comes down, and we meet in plank. One breath here. Hover over the fingertips and float down. Come into Sphinx again so that we can breathe and look over our shoulders and give a little bit of love to our neck, Looking side to side as you press into your elbows. Loosening into the neck, and I'm just going to let you do a little bit of free form neck movement here. What would feel good? Being gentle and kind to your neck, but exploring where it feels tight, where you might hold stress and tension. This is a really common area, of course, physically to hold stress and tension, perhaps related to the energetics of Vishuddhi chakra. All those times we're not true to ourselves, we hold that here. And then hands come under the shoulders, tuck the toes into downward dog. Pressing the feet down and then lifting that right leg. I'm into three-legged dog today. Feel that right glute working. Press it to the sky. And then bend the knee. Bring it through. Try not to drag the foot on the ground as you bring it through and into your triangle on the other side. That makes your core work. Press the feet away. Breathe in. Take that right hand to the inside, the left hand to the sky. Breathe out, fold down. You choose how low that right arm comes down. You'll know you're too low if that left pinky toe can't stay in contact with the earth. That left foot, just like we do for warriors, any warrior or triangle positions, is at about 60 degrees. So it shouldn't be pointing towards the screen. It should be pointing vaguely towards the right foot. And then we're going to hold here. Press the feet away. Roll that left hip open. Heart is open. Fingertips reaching away from each other. You should feel really active through the shoulders, through the upper back. If you can, looking up towards the sky if that doesn't strain your neck. Otherwise, look to the ground or look towards the screen. Legs are pressing away. Breathe in. And then breathe out. That hand comes down. Come into forward fold. Rise up to the sky. Breathe out. Hands come down. If you want to make the Kashepana mudra, releasing what doesn't serve. Breathing in. Take the arms high. Breathing out. Forward fold. Left leg comes back. Triangle position. Rising into triangle. We're going to take 3 breaths. You choose whether to hold or to close with the out breath. What feels good for you today? Both have their benefits. Sometimes it's nice to move with the breath, feel flow and activity and movement. And sometimes it's nice to just hold and feel into what's working. And then the left hand comes down. We come into plank. Press the earth away, firm the lower abdominals and lower. Come into hands just under the shoulders. Now cobra instead of sphinx and make it a dancing cobra. Once again, you focus on the neck and the throat. Movement here, but keeping the shoulders away from the ears. We don't want to bunch them up there. Looking around, noticing, feeling, softening. Tuck the chin right into the throat. And then tuck the toes and downward dog. Take the left leg to the sky. Pulse that left glute. Strengthening. Have a play with where you put the right leg through this. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend the knee. Try to keep it really tucked, tucked, tucked as you bring it through for triangle with that left leg forward. Rising up, and we're holding our triangle this time. So you choose where you... Oh no, we're not going to hold. I'm giving you the choice this time. So does it feel good to hold or to breathe and move? You can even get creative. You might want to move that right arm in a circle with your breath. One direction and the other. Make sure you have your foundations right, those feet pressing away, that right hip opening, the shoulder space active. What feels good here? You've got so many options. And then bring that right arm down into forward fold. Breathe in, rise. And hands come down. I am a mountain of what today? And then the thumbs come and just rest at ajna between the forehead, between the eyebrows at the forehead. The spaciousness of the night sky between the stars. Here is where we create. And the amazing creativity of our mind combined with our heart, hopefully, for our fullest expression. Breathing in. Breathing out, forward fold. This is our quick vinyasa. Walk or hop back to plank. Breathe in, down to Sphinx, Cobra or Up Dog. Breathe in, back to Downward Dog. Looking forward and walking or hopping back to Forward Fold. Breathing in, rise. And breathe out. We're looking for our inversion now, our heating inversion. So you're wanting to come down into Downward Dog. Get some blood flow to the head. Or you might want to be working on strength for the upper body, maybe moving into headstand eventually, so onto the elbows for Dolphin Dog. Keep the knees soft here. You'll need a little bit more play, probably, unless you have really long hamstrings if you're coming down onto the elbows. And really pressing the earth away, the head doesn't touch the ground. You could begin to take weight off the legs and more into the arms. If you have a chair or the wall. Feeling that space between the eyebrows. The whole time you're practicing, arms are really active here. Or you might be working with the hands splayed into more of a handstand type position. Bringing weight through the shoulders down into the hands, but you don't want it on the wrists, just like in plank. You want it into the fingers as well, so you still have your suction cup hands, building upper body strength. But if that's not good for your wrists, you probably prefer to be down on your elbows. If all of that feels too strong, Downward Dog is exceptional as well. It's a half inversion. Get plenty of blood flow to Ajna center, to the brain, and you are still building upper body strength. And remembering, if you're feeling playful and thinking about waking up into handstand, then you could play with donkey kicks, where you get to the point where you can just feel yourself hovering off the earth for a few seconds at a time. And so finishing up wherever you are with your inversions, hopefully you're feeling like a lot of nice blood flow to the head. And then meeting again at standing, taking the arms high, breathing out. Pause a moment here. Let the blood flow, stabilize. And then take your weight over to your right foot, turning the left knee out, either resting on the toes or bringing the foot up the leg, or tucking right into the groin, depends on how slippery your legs are. That right hip is really actively staying drawn into its socket. You're not letting it push out. Keep it integrated. Use these lower abdominals Lift to the sky through the crown of the head. Breathing in. Hands to the heart. We create the lotus mudra at the heart, just a little bud there as you place your intention for the day. Creating out of the nothingness of that seed, your intention, your choice. And then bring it overhead into full lotus mudra. Extend the fingers. Elbows stay open. Breathe in through the heart. Breathe roots down through your body and into the earth with your out breath. Breathe in through the heart. Breathe up through the crown and feed and nourish that lotus blossom as you remember your intention for today. And then bring the index fingers and thumbs to touch in the Gyan Mudra of wisdom. And feel that you're taking a golden cord, a golden filament out of the center of that lotus with each hand, and you're opening your hands and drawing that golden cord around your day, weaving it into your actions, your words, holding the Gyan Mudra with your fingertips, index fingers and thumbs touching, feeling balanced and strong here. Breathe. And then you're going to take that right leg over to the side fairly wide. Turn both toes out, coming down into goddess squat. Might have to just have a play with how far apart the legs are. And then create that Gyan Mudra again, and just a little twist side to side. Feeling this real strength through the legs. Creating a stamina and your confidence in your ability to stay grounded through the legs no matter what happens today, as your hands remind you of the wisdom you hold within you. And then breathe in, take the arms high. Breathe out, release the mudra. Bring your feet back to hip width. Bring your weight onto your right leg and the left knee comes out. If you're coming up the leg, find your position. Squeeze that right buttock. Lift through the spine. Tall, strong tree. Spread your right toes. And the hands come into a lotus bud at the heart. Reaffirm your intention. Take it overhead. Extend the lotus bud. Gyan Mudra. Index fingers and thumbs touching. Take a golden filament out each side and spread wide. Breathing in through the heart and taking that intention down through your body and into the earth. Rooted, stable. I don't know if rooted is the right word. Breathing in through the heart. Breathing up and out through the crown, growing each day your intention. And then you're going to take that left leg out to the side. Step it wide. Stay in that wide goddess squat or come all the way down now into Malasana. As you can see, I kind of shimmy my way into it till I find just the right sweet spot with how far apart my legs are. If that's something that you're still working on, coming this low, then Bev, you're supposed to remind me to tell them to put their ankles or their heels on a cushion. 2 cushions would probably serve me a bit better so I could have the legs wider. It just allows some support when my heels don't touch the ground, so I can sit into Malasana a bit better, or you could use the rolled mat. So if you're finding it hard to get your heels down, you'll find some stability by putting your heels on a cushion. Wherever you are, you're reaching through to the sky, through your spine. Breathing. Malasana, the root of it, mala, is a garland of flowers. So just like mala beads, like I'm wearing, come from that root. So a garland of flowers around my wrist. And that's also where rosary comes from. And so breathing here. And then bringing the hands down in front of you, wherever you are, whether you're in Goddess or Malasana, and come to one last forward fold. And just a little sway. Side to side. Lovely. And then coming down onto the earth. I must have been talking slowly or holding you in postures. We want to come into our cooling inversion so we have time for our beautiful settling and relaxation before launching into the day. So choosing your version of your inversion now, cooling inversion. You could have just the legs simply in the air or the cushion underneath your legs. You could be rising up into an easy, soft shoulder stand or plow. There's also another variation, which is candle pose. Maybe I'll show you that one today, which takes a little bit more core work. It's a little bit like shoulder stand. But once you have your, did I really want to do that this morning? Once you have your legs in the air, you take your hands up and you really use your abdominals to try to balance here. I'm going to fall over. And in the fullest expression, I probably didn't want to do this today. Fullest expression, your hands are up around your knees because your legs are so high, which is not going to happen for me at this time of day. You're sort of balancing on your shoulders and really using your core to lift, 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 lift. But you choose. I'm going to support my back and not do candle pose this morning. Let's just take another minute here to feel our bodies settling, but feeling alive from the practice. Feeling blood flow to the head to bring some clarity and energy in our thoughts today. It actually takes energy to be mindful and aware. We need to be rested and restored from sleep. We need to be working to reduce our stress, which saps our energy. It takes energy to meditate. But then once you clear a bit of space and allow yourself time like you're doing here, then you find that yoga and meditation just start to increase your energy as it helps you to let go of all that baggage you're dragging around with you, all those extra thought patterns that aren't serving you. Releasing them to be lighter and clearer, more conscious in your choices. Not feeling that you're always being pushed around by the winds and tides of life, but making conscious choices of where you're going. And so I invite you to come down now. Bring the knees into the chest. Pause a moment and just feel. Let the low back settle back down if you've been lifted. And then coming down into Shavasana. I've got to get my Uggies on. As we spend these last minutes in lying meditation, mindfulness of our bodies, our breath, and letting the goodness of the practice settle into each and every cell. And so as you settle, tuning into your body, if it doesn't feel settled, if, for example, it feels like your low back might need a few little twists or keeping the knees in to the chest a bit longer, then listen, that's part of your practice. Noticing what's there for your own body. Feeling balanced in how you're lying on the earth. And feeling each out breath trickling through the body and down into the earth. In breath flows in naturally. And watching the out breath, feeling a sense of it trickling through all the tissues of your body, all the cells, and then flowing down into the earth. And having a sense of yourself as that seed from the story. That's Svetaketu, when he pulled the fruit from the tree and split it open, and took a seed and split it open and found this nothingness from which a great tree can grow. Have a sense of yourself as the seed. And repeating like a mantra in your mind, who am I? What sort of seed are you today? Who am I? Or perhaps you'd prefer the mantra, who do I choose to be? Who do I choose to be? And don't try to answer it. Just let the question activate and stimulate something deeper within you, deeper than your mind. Don't let your thoughts come in and take over and start thinking about the question. Let it settle into some mysterious place a bit deeper within you. Who am I? Who do I choose to be? If you begin to feel that the question is stressful on a level, then you know you've gone back to your mind. Your mind's trying to nut it out, sifting through answers. Am I my body? Am I my thoughts? Am I my emotions? Am I the roles I play? And it creates turbulence. Go deeper than that. Don't ask for an answer. Who am I? Who do I choose to be? It's as if you're calling it out to a vast, spacious plain with the blue sky stretching out above it, And just letting the winds take the question. Let the question be freeing. Who am I? In Tibet, in India, they place prayer flags. They offer their prayers, place them in the flags, and then fly them outside so the winds can take them to the heavens. And so in this way you offer this question, who am I? Who do I choose to be? What sort of seed am I? What do I choose to create from this nothingness? From the mysterious space that is not my body, that is not my thoughts. Just loving the questions, as Rumi says, until you live yourself into the answer. And then taking a deep breath in, and with your out breath, seeing those questions breathed out into the space around you. And then beginning to have a big stretch, maybe arms overhead, toes pointing. Breathe out, bring the knees into the chest, squeeze them in. Roll to one side. And then bring yourself up to sitting to finish the practice. Bringing one hand to your heart and one to your belly. And reaffirming your intention for your practice. Or maybe simply the question. And we seal our practice with one Om. Palms touching, breathing in. Feeling into that vibrant, alive nothingness within you, within everyone who's practiced today with you, and with all living beings that you will encounter today. We bow together and say Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in my practice. It's such a beautiful morning to do it with my cold toes.